not really, but let's cut to the chase. I'm going to run through some things. This is basically just talking about where we're at in the world now and how we got here, and a few of the issues that people don't really want to address, which is super fucking frustrating, right? And maybe it's just because their perspective, they don't get it, but we have over here, yes, we're going to start in the past. Banking corporations, yes, they started a long time ago, maybe even the Rothschilds, I believe, don't quote me. There's these corporations that started taking over with the power of the banking system, how to control, yes, it's do money. Around the 20s, Nikola Tesla, 1910s, yes, JP Morgan, they found all his information. You can't control, you can't monitor the power if you produce zero-point energy like Nikola Tesla had created. Therefore, fuck you, we're going to take all your ideas. You cannot do this, yes? If you create energy that we can't monitor, we can't charge people, we can't control people. Free energy, no, no, must not happen, yes? So we go from the 20s, they start saying, no, we're not going to do this, we're going to have monopoly. In the 30s, they create the Jekyll Island Project, the Federal Reserve, more banking, more power. And the 40s come, and UFO technology, zero-point energy, they start discovering, oh shit, this is real. That's because we were using nukes. Because we're using nukes, aliens know. They say, oh fuck, these stupid apes, they have nuclear weapons now, we got to watch them, right? So then we know we're being watched. And these companies, these bankers, yes, they own the military-industrial complex because they own the banks, and the banks supply them with money. It's a war machine, yes, we know. We've seen it. We've seen it in our time so many times. We see it right now. We see it in Ukraine, we see it in Israel, okay? Point being that we must stop this because these are the people from the very top that have controlled for now almost 100 years. They have stopped free energy. Everyone could live trustfully, but they just don't want to because then they don't make money. It's all based on greed, yes? For the most part, greed. And so let's get to the more modern fact, yes? We have this corruption, this banking system, these military-industrial complex. Now is the aerospace industry, and that's where the real elite is, right? Because the Congress doesn't even have access to this shadow government that they say called the deep state, yes? That's when we say that's who we're talking about. Basically, Lockheed Mart, Skunk Work, yes? And these other companies, I probably don't even know them because they're so secretive and some of them are connected, right? But if you look at who really controls, that's who controls. The banks and these people who control the UFO technology stuff. It's really zero-point energy, anti-gravity, stuff like that. They've had it for a while. Anyways, so what happens is we get to this place where everyone is so elated with Donald Trump and Elon Musk. But Elon Musk is really, I don't think he's a great guy. I know for a fact I knew a woman who worked in the car factory, and she says when the bolts, you miss one, putting the door in, just skip it, because to stop the factory line and replace the bolt, it would take too much time, and you'd cut production down. So skip the fucking bolt in the door, huh? You see these things if you watch a durability test of Cybertruck by that Cody Weasel Diesel guy, yes? And you see that the truck is made like shit, honestly, for how much you charge and for all these hoopla about this truck being so good. Now people are talking about it because it was bombed in front of Trump with fireworks and gas, and they're like, oh my God, it's this, and this. There's so much I need to get first. Let's talk about what happened in the beginning of 2024. Nancy Pelosi was at the meeting, and they had the United Healthcare CEO. Yes, and he come in, and he tells, "Oh, there's a cybersecurity breach in my company. So, because of that, we need to get a new cybersecurity company to help us. But this is not released information yet. So, knowing that, another meeting happens. I forget the timeline exactly, but then they talk about Palo Alto Networks being the new cybersecurity company to help them with the security breach. So Nancy Pelosi, the best stock trader in the world, and her husband, somehow better than Warren Buffett, they buy options to buy that stock of Palo Alto Networks, right? At the same time, the CEO dumps, him and his buddy dump like $100 million worth of their company. Nancy Pelosi buys millions of dollars worth of Palo Alto, right? And then they come out and they say, cybersecurity breach, Palo Alto Network's going to help us. Palo Alto Network stock goes up. Oh, it's a lot of money, right? Insider trading, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. All right, I'm going to fast forward a little bit. You see, we have this money being made, and now it's going to be investigated. So there's a Department of Justice probe into the insider trading with Brian Thompson. Okay? Now, that's where Nancy orders an assassination on him, broad daylight, by Luigi, which everyone's so fascinated with. The reality is, if you look up his last name, his family has ties to Nancy Pelosi's brother back in Baltimore when he was mayor. They were in cahoots. Her brother, the mayor of Baltimore, and Luigi Manoloni's family, or whatever his fucking name is, they go back decades, okay? That's how this shit works. They're the fucking mob, right? So on the surface, you have the mob, the Congress people, and they're all working corruptly with these companies. And then at the very top, you have the companies who don't even work in the fucking government. They control everything, just as the banks have controlled everything. That's where we are today. That's one of the big things that no one wants to talk about. Nancy Pelosi is a mob boss. She had this guy shot in broad daylight, and everyone wants to focus on Luigi being who he is, but no one investigated it a little bit deeper to find out, oh, those two families know each other from decades ago? Yes. Nancy Pelosi, hello, we see you. Okay, so that's the surface. That brings us up to like a few months ago, yes? And then the drones happen. And everyone's, oh my God, the drone. That's our technology, most likely. Again, if you look at the aerospace and the technology that they've had and they've hidden from us for so long, it all makes more sense, yes? Presidents can't even get to this information because that's how deep state is. Yes, they own the aerospace company, they own the technology, which brings me to my next point. If you look at Dr. Stephen Greer, he's talking and he interviews a guy in the 2009 who was on a mission as a Marine, and they find a UFO technology with special black op people running it, and they were transporting, I forget what country it was Indonesia, I think, or something like that, South America. They are transferring human trafficking and guns, yes? And they come across these people and they shut them down immediately. They turn them around. A bunch of shady shit happens. If you watched the Battle for Disclosure, you'll understand, right? So these are the people who run the world, and they're still running the world. And they have so much misinformation and people fighting over each other. And even if you think Alex Jones, look at, he's always right. Maybe he's part of it too. Maybe Dr. Stephen Greer's part of it too. It's too hard to tell who is part and who is not, because it's this giant battle, yes? The point I'm trying to make is be fucking skeptical. Be skeptical of your congressmen, your congresswomen, your leaders. Be skeptical of the people who run the corporations, the stock market. It all is intertwined in some evil fucking way around sex trafficking, suppression of information, control with money, and greed. And they use this technology that we don't have to do all these things, and then they play the games in between us so that we all are distracted, just like in the Roman times with the circus. Everyone start to get angry. Everyone start to question things. Bring in the circus. Bring in the circus. Everyone happy. It's like sports. It's like all this shit that we have, right? Your phones, Instagram. Go look. Go be happy. Go look at sex. Long story short, I want people to start being more fucking skeptical, asking the hard questions, getting a little bit more upset, and let's get in the goddamn streets. We have the power in numbers. We win. We control everything. They control a little bit of our mind and a little bit of our emotion, and then they control us. But if we are aware and more conscious and ask the harder questions, and when these people are in public, you scream at them, we know what you fucking did. Okay? It's time to fucking do some citizen arrest or have some people with some actual placenta or fucking balls. I really think it's the ovaries are before the balls these days with these fucking people. No, I love both. I love both. But like, holy shit. Grow a pair of whatever it is you need to. Apparently that's okay with trans. Oh, God, don't get me started. But holy fuck. Let's stand up for all of us together and fix this shit so we can all have 0 point energy. We can all grow good food and we can stop fucking chemtrails and all sorts of poison in every goddamn area of our life. It's not that difficult, people. I know it seems very difficult, but just come together before it's too fucking late. It's not. Like, we need to think about this long and hard or start doing some real work. Be skeptical of everyone. The last thing I wanted to touch is because I forgot to put this in there, but with Donald Trump, everyone's so happy on one side, everyone's so terrified on the other. I like to be in the middle and think I'm skeptical of Donald Trump until he does right. Because if you look, again, these people are pawns below the aerospace industry, which is the military industrial complex, right? The real one. And he is in bed, no pun intended, with Netanyahu's wife. They were just at dinner the other night with his son. He comes out saying pro-Israel all the time, anti-Palestine, right? Okay. If they do anything, we'll go to war, blah, blah, blah. We're already in the war. That's why I'm skeptical of Trump, because you support Israel. And Israel controls us for so long that no one wants to wake up. I love every religion. I love all the peoples, all the colors, all the animals. I think the world is so beautiful. These are my best friends. Yes? Zetas, Betas, Alphas, Centaurians, the little green men. Call them what you will. Pleiadians and us, we get along. We love each other. Yes? We love you humans. But if we don't wake up and fix this shit, question Trump, question Elon, question their relationship, question why Israel has so much power. Huh? Because they probably are in touch exactly, maybe even the leaders with the aerospace industry, which controls the military industrial complex, which controls us. So let's start asking the real questions, the hard ones, having the hard conversations, and know that these guys have not done anything bad to us this entire time. They could have killed us in the 40s when we started shooting fucking nukes at each other. But they didn't, because they're here to help us. High five. We love them. Okay? Hope to talk to you guys soon. God bless a new year. I hope 2035 is the final day that we turn this shit show around. Love ya.